First, he says that they are to be like-minded. The Greek states that you think the same thing. His heart for them is that they would have one mind, one intent, no splits, no divisions, and to not be striving against one another. How unlike the Corinthians. That's all from the very beginning of the epistle, especially 1 Corinthians. All he does is talk about the divisions within the church. Division, division, division. That did not make Paul happy at all. Same thing with when the Judaizers went into Galatia. The Galatian church was a basket case because they had fallen away from the like-mindedness of Christ. And they had gone back to listen to these people. They were trying to insert the law into their lives. To be like-minded would indicate harmony and goodwill. In the end, a congregation like this would desire that people would be saved, that others would be built up, and that Christ would be magnified. Next, he says, having the same love. This would be both a vertical and a horizontal petition. They should have the same love towards Christ. Everybody should say, I'm so in love with Christ that I want to be in this fellowship and I want to learn all about Christ. And they should have the same love horizontally towards one another. They may not be in complete agreement on all things, but they were to be in agreement in such love. After this, he mentions that they should be of one accord. The word he uses, sumsukos, is found only here in the Bible. It is derived from two words which indicate with and soul. In other words, they are to be of one soul. Because they are in Christ, their souls should be united to one another, just as they are united to him. If this is so, then their allegiances and hopes for the fellowship would also be united. And finally, he says that they should be of one mind. They should be thinking the same thoughts and agreed on what those thoughts are to be directed to. And it's very hard in the morning to get up and say, I'm going to be of one mind with everybody around me today. And, within 15 minutes, that hasn't happened because your spouse has got a different mind in the morning or whatever. But he's asking you as a Christian in Christian fellowship to be of one mind, be like-minded, have the same love, be of one accord, and be of one mind. Okay? Life application. Excuse me. Paul's desire for those at Philippi should be the hope for all congregations who are properly directed towards the Lord and who hold to proper and reasonable doctrine. Though differences on minor points of doctrine may exist, there should at least be fellowship between the people to the point that they can overlook those minor differences. Only if extremely bad doctrine or even heresy is involved should a schism be allowed to arise. I've got a friend, he attends online quite often. He always is looking for a church. He has never been able to find one. And finally he said, we're just going to a church. I don't agree with them on everything, but I just want to be in the fellowship. And so there he is, and I hope it works out. I don't know how long he's been going, and maybe they'll say something that's just so intolerable that he gets up and walks out. And if they do, then he should. But if there are these small little things that you just disagree on, and they're not of major importance, then you just kind of have to let him go because he wants his wife to be in the fellowship with the congregation, etc. So my hat is off to him over that, and he can always watch these things online later. They're recorded, and so it doesn't bother me at all when he says I'm not there in the morning on Sunday anymore. It doesn't bother me even this much because he's doing what is right, and I hope that it'll work out. And if it doesn't, he can always come back online and watch on Sunday morning. I know that the dress is a little less formal when you're sitting at home watching on TV. I'm sure most people, although I will tell you, and I may have said this during a prophecy update, is that there was a lady during the COVID lockdowns, and she missed the fellowship with her church. And so every single week she put on her very best dress and hat, and she wore it every single week while she was watching streaming online, just so that she could feel like she was still a part of the congregation. I thought that was so wonderfully cute. It just blessed my heart reading that. Okay.